Hi guys, so here we go. um, Symbols, Masonic Order, and all that has to do with a Masonic Order. And when I call Masonic Order, there's many names to it. One World Order, New World Order, and all this Illuminati and all of that stuff. There is, before I go into that, there is one order on this planet, and it may have many different names. And like, some people say, well, Jesuits work somewhat different. Well, they are different. It's like, look at the government, it has a military section, and then it has the other sections. So this is what how it works with Masonic Order, but it's all one order, okay? And it's very hierarchical. And we can start with, and all the symbols, by the way, are a very good explanation of their order. So I will go into symbols, but before I do that, I want to go back and remind us of what we have on this planet and why we have the Masonic Order that we have and why it is the way it is. Okay, so out of all 100% of humans that we have, the so-called humans on the planet that we have incarnated, 3.3% of those are earthlings. Those are people that incarnate through the planetary center, and then 96.7% are alien races, 5 Anu and 7 Draco. I went into that before, and we all know that. So about 96.7%. And all I'm gonna stress in this video is that they do incarnate through a pineal gland, because it's very important for Masonic Order, because they can only mind control those that are incarnated through a pineal gland. And so this is 96.7% out of 100% are incarnated through a pineal gland. Okay, this is why they incarnate at 7 weeks. This is when the soul enters into the body at 7 weeks. This is when pineal gland has developed, and that the soul can enter into a body. Okay. Then out of this 96.7%, 10% is rehabilitating, going into rehab, actually, which is healing and neutralizing duality, and transforming light creation and going back into internal creation that way. And this is internal creation allows for only 10%, because like I said before, 10%, there is tenfold rule, so 10% will cover a whole 100% of the collective memory or blueprint. Okay, so this is 96.7%. This 96.7%, when you take 10% out of it, so the rest of 80-some%, it comes to about 85%. They go into self-sacrifice path, which is harvesting. Harvesting either or in positive or a negative way. It doesn't matter, because when you harvest for light creation, it's got to be duality, because and you harvest in duality, through duality, and and you self-sacrifice your soul, because you're gonna feed organic frequency that's available on this planet to your higher self. And this is divine order right here, because everything is hierarchical and everyone knows its place and what they need to do. And because the nature of light creation, the positive and the negative work together, so that's the illusion that they don't, that we have to break down on this planet, which has already started, actually. So this is where we get 85% of the total 100%, 85% of souls that are incarnated right now on the planet. 85% is harvested, and you got to remember, it's positive and negative. Any teachings and all teachings that are on the planet right now, are harvested. Okay, any spirituality, any people that work for the light, they work for harvest. So that's, I mean, it's not a horrible thing. It is what it is. We are just trying to dissect this reality here and understand it. So they're mind control, and they are stationed in pineal. This is very important, because this 10%, they enter into through the pineal, but the way you rehabilitate, the reason why you need a body to rehabilitate, is that you got to drop your consciousness or your soul frequency from pineal into the center. And this is how the earthlings incarnate, is through the center. And actually, when earthlings incarnate, they incarnate their soul with the first cell. Okay? So that's what happens. And they incarnate up to 33% of their soul. And the rest of their soul stays with the planetary soul. No. Okay, so 10%, they are neutralizing duality, meaning they will not have light and darkness teachings. They will be dropping into the center, meaning in closer to their emotional body, and they will use everything that planet has to offer, which is perfect for rehabilitation. And so when you take this out of 100% and 10% out of this, that makes about 15% of this is their soul level is out of center, which meaning they operate now, they're pretty much blueprint this and this are the same right now, and their work out of center. They cannot be mind controlled because their consciousness is not in the pineal. Alright? They do not do any kind of astral level work. They do not do any kind of pineal work, because they're all center. They're in the center, not in the heart chakra, but in the center. It's a difference there. Okay? So I want to talk about this. And then this structure right here, when they enter into self-sacrifice path and the harvesting quanta, organic quanta from the planet. Luna, stop it. Sorry, my cat is distracting me. They enter in here, and there is a structure to it. This structure is what I call Masonic Order, because Masonic Order, and here's a good, you take any symbol that's popular on the planet and you will see the signs of Masonic Order there. So, and this is the one, and it's very easy and it's good to explain because it really shows quite a bit their order, their structure. Okay? So it's always hierarchical, and it starts in astral levels. There's an astral beings for each race, and even all of over there they have their own hierarchical system, and it's divine order. They follow order. They follow order from their avatar level. When you go back and you find out where they come from and how the light creation works, we're talking about avatar level, which is 12, 11, and 10 dimension. Okay, so there is a system down there, and it is a light creation, a full-on light creation. Light creation is very structural. It's math. That's your light creation. So it has no fluidity to it. Okay, so this is right here. It depicts the layers, astral layers. Right here. And so what happens is, in there, in astral levels, they're not an illusion, but they do still work. They always fight, and they're always on two sides, because they know how to create light reality. They are light creators, and light reality can only be created with positive and negative. So it's one. It's like I said the other day, if you want to grow an apple, when you grow an apple, you grow a whole apple on the tree. But people that say or think that somehow the positive and negative is separate, is what they're saying is that you can take that apple, cut it into pieces, and just grow one piece, and you are actually capable of growing one side of the apple. It's not possible. This is the biggest problem we have right now, is this illusion of duality that people don't understand. That 85%, including all the spiritual teachings, the New Age, and everybody that's just saying they are not New Age, there are still spiritual teachings. Anything, Buddhist, not Buddhist, all kinds of teachers that you have all the way out there in alternative media, they're all in duality. They're all mind control. That's a fact, okay? Because what they're trying to tell you is that you can grow one half of that apple on an apple tree. If you believe that, that's your choice. I can't make you believe that, but it's just not possible. So when you create in light, you know, you always will have positive and negative. And so this is the layer. That is actually some beings on this planet that are incarnated. This is where the physical layer starts, okay? And this is where it's positive and negative connected, okay? There's no, and then you start physical incarnation right here. One side and another side. Positive and negative, positive and negative. And this is, I went into that, how that creation works. And then you have all the layers here. And this is the thing. In positive, you have Masonic Order that works positive. And it's very structural. It's like brick by brick, brick by brick. That's why their pyramids are always have like bricks in them, because it is very compartmentalized. So where it's the lower layer never knows what the higher level does, and they always have masters. They always have masters. All the way here at an astral level, this is the gods. This is the source, as they would say. Their source is light. So for that, because it's not internal creation, their light source is light. That's like a god level over here, okay? And then you have all kinds of demigods and collectives, and so that's just the way the light creation works. It's breaks and it copies the higher level, and so they always will have masters, okay? The master and slave thing starts when they enter into this path right here, okay? This is where the master and slave is. I mean, it was before they even enter in there. That was their reality, master and slave. But in here, I mean, this is what they do. They enter, they know exactly what they're going to do and why they're here for. But what happens is, and it's always master and slave. So in Freemasonry, there's masters. There's those, and so by the way, all the way to astral level, that's 32nd degree. And 33rd degree is a master in the physical form. Okay? Master in the physical form, that means that one of those from here is incarnated into the planetary body, and that person can be a master in physical form. But this master in physical form, because the 33rd degree Masons, they just call them master. But the master in physical form has a master that is in non-physical form, which means an astral being. Okay, so that guy, the master in physical, he reports directly to a non-physical astral being. Okay,